Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. In this occasion, I would like to use TPS method or think, pair, share as my midterm exam. And first, I will explain what is TPS method. The definition of TPS is a collaborative learning strategy that provides opportunities for students to work together to solve a problem or answer a question about a certain subject. Though there may be guidelines for discussions, this strategy requires students to first think independently about a subject or answer a question, and two, share their thoughts with classmates. As described in 1982 by Frank Kleiman, TPS is an active learning technique in which students are inspired to participate even if they have little deep down interest in the topic. So what is the main steps? There are three steps of TPS. The first is think. Teachers begin by asking a specific question about the text. Students think about what they know or have learned about the topic. And then the next is pair. Each student should be paired with another student or a small group. And the last is share. Students share their thinking with their partner. Teachers could expand the share into a whole class discussion too. And for the application, as a teacher, before we jump to the TPS, we need to decide the text to be read and develop the set of questions or prompts that target key content concepts. And we have to describe to the students what TPS is all about, so they know the steps and know why it can help their learning. And then pose an open-ended questions for students to answer and ask them to write down their thoughts. Otherwise, have students turn in a copy of their thoughts prior to pairing and ask them to pair, ensure their thought process or answer with their partners. And then let students know how they should be spending their time throughout. So we can tell them that it is a time that they should be switching or they should be finishing up their thoughts. And then the last, from students to report out on behalf of their group. There could be differences or there could be something common that the group settled for. So ask them to prompt ask the students to report out on behalf of their group. And I will jump into the practice right now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, Miss.
Okay, how are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Last week we learned about descriptive text. Now we will learn about narrative text. Do you guys know what is narrative text? Ada yang tahu apa itu narrative text?
Tidak tahu, Miss.
Okay. Narrative text is an imaginative story to entertain people. Jadi, narrative text itu adalah cerita imajinatif yang bertujuan untuk menghibur orang. Mungkin ada yang pernah dengar cerita si kancil atau cerita Cinderella, itu semua termasuk dari narrative text. Tujuannya apa? The purpose of narrative text is to amuse or to entertain the reader. Jadi, jelas ya, cerita-cerita seperti itu apa menghibur kita atau tidak?
Menghibur.
Ya, jadi tujuan narrative text itu memang untuk menghibur pembacanya. Oke. Karakteristiknya apa saja? Narrative text use past tense atau menggunakan past tense. Contohnya kill, drunk, jadi mereka menggunakan verb 2 atau to be kedua. Kemudian adverb time-nya seperti once upon a time, one day, dan time conjunction-nya when, they, suddenly, atau after that. Dan specific character. Narrative text menggunakan specific character, jadi karakternya jelas, ada namanya seperti Cinderella, Snow White, dan yang lain. Kemudian menggunakan action verbs, tentu saja. Menggunakan kata kerja seperti killed atau sing atau walk. Kemudian menggunakan direct speech biasanya. Direct speech sudah kita pelajari sebelumnya. Biasanya menggunakan tanda petik. Jadi kalimat langsung seperti Snow White said, "My name is Snow White." Seperti itu. Kemudian seperti descriptive text sebelumnya, narrative text juga ada strukturnya. Seperti yang bisa kalian lihat, ada 4 strukturnya. Pertama, orientation. What is orientation? Orientation is about the opening paragraph where the characters of the story are introduced. Jadi, di bagian orientasi ini terdapat nama tokoh atau pengenalan, biasanya tempat, waktu, kapan terjadinya. Kemudian, complication. Di complication ini, masalahnya mulai muncul. Jadi, kalau udah muncul masalah, itu berarti masuk ke complication. Kemudian resolution. Resolution itu ketika masalahnya itu sudah selesai. Bisa jadi happy ending atau bisa jadi bad ending. Nah, kemudian coda atau reorientation ini optional, bisa ada bisa tidak, terserah penulisnya. Reorientation ini hikmah atau biasanya moral story sebutnya. Ada cerita yang menyantumkan, ada yang juga yang tidak. Nah, ini contoh dari narrative text, yaitu Snow White. Bagian orientation-nya di sini disebut once upon a time. Once upon a time ini adverb time-nya tadi. There lived a little girl named Snow White. Jadi dikenalkan ada karakter namanya Snow White. She lived with her aunt. Dia tinggal sama bibi dan pamannya karena orang tuanya meninggal. Seperti itu. Complication di sini mulai ada masalah. Jadi di sini Snow White-nya mau ditinggal sama keluarganya, sama paman dan bibinya, sehingga kemudian Snow White ini kabur, kemudian dia menemukan sebuah rumah dan kemudian dia tertidur dan pas bangun ada 7 kurcaci di depan dia. Jadi itu rumah kurcaci ini, jadi termasuk complication. Kemudian di resolution-nya saat Snow White sudah terbangun, akhirnya mereka berkenalan, terus mereka menjadi sekeluarga hidup bahagia. Jadi seperti itu resolution-nya. Kemudian untuk pembelajaran hari ini, Ibu akan mengenalkan metode TPS atau Think, Pair, Share. Jadi Ibu akan meminta kalian menjawab 4 pertanyaan ini. Jadi kalian jawab dulu secara mandiri. Kemudian setelah dijawab, Ibu akan meminta kalian mencari pasangan. Jadi kalian bekerja berdua dengan pasangan kalian untuk berdiskusi antara jawaban kalian sama jawaban temannya. Setelah itu baru Ibu akan minta kalian membagikan jawaban kalian di depan kelas. Paham sampai sini?
Paham, Bu.
Kalau ada yang belum jelas atau kurang dipahami bisa ditanyakan. Tidak ada?
Sudah.
Oke.
Tidak ada.
Sekarang kalian temukan jawaban dari 4 pertanyaan ini. Secara mandiri ya, Ibu kasih waktu 10 menit untuk dikerjakan. Dimulai dari sekarang. Okay, we pretend that the students have find the answer after 10 minutes. And then we come to the next step that is pair. Oke, semuanya sudah selesai dikerjakan. Ibu minta kalian menemukan pasangan untuk berdiskusi. Silakan dicari pasangannya. Sudah selesai?
Sudah, Bu.
Oke. Sekarang diskusikan lagi jawaban kalian dan jawaban teman kalian. Siapa tahu ada yang berbeda, ada yang sama. Silakan berdiskusi. Ibu kasih waktu 10 menit lagi.
Baik, Bu.
Okay. After pairing, sharing answer with their friend is including this step of share. But if the teacher want them to share their answer in front of the class, it can we can allow the teacher to do that. So the next step. Oke, semuanya sudah berdiskusi ya. Ibu minta kalian untuk maju setiap kelompok untuk mempresentasikan jawaban kalian. You can do that? Bisa ya?
Bisa, Bu.
Oke, dimulai dari kelompok pertama. Silakan maju ke depan. Okay, we pretend that they are presenting their answer. So that is the TPS or think per share method. First, maybe we can explain the material or just give it, maybe if descriptive text, we can give them only the picture and then they think independently in the think step and then the pairing and share. That's all from me. Thank you for the attention. If there's a mistake, I apologize and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.